Alright, after taking a day break, unintentionally, but it ended up being that way. I was going to do one. I was going to do this. Came home, tried to take a nap yesterday. Kind of did, but I got home. I got done like afternoon, and I had lunch. And then I sort of dozed off, but not really. And then I just started watching YouTube videos, and I was like, you know what? I guess I'm on a break. Here we are, continuing Wrestle-A-Thon with Marine 4 Moving Target, and I'm just going to do this. Step down, because that's what this movie is. It's a step down. Yeah, this movie is a step down from the last one, and I'm going to talk more about this when I get to the fifth one, because I've seen the first two, and I've seen 3, 4, and 5 as well. And there's just something with these movies that makes me think maybe there was other plans. When I get to the fifth one, I'll talk about it. But here, we have The Miz coming back as Jake Carter, and he's now a private security guy. He's working private security, and he's got to protect this young woman named Olivia Tannis, who is a corporate whistleblower on this company, and people are after them. That's the premise. Oh, and by the way, you see this cover. You see Summer Rae on the cover. You see that. You see how she's built, like she's maybe the second one. Like maybe she is Olivia Tannis, or at least like some old friend of Jake's that he has to go and get help from. Nope. She is basically henchwoman. That is her character. You take Wade Barrett's character from Dead Man Down, give it tits. There it is. She has maybe one more line that Wade Barrett did in that movie, but nothing right home about. And I remember when this came out, they were plugging it. The Miz and Summer Rae and Marine 4. Like, they plugged it like she had a big role, and it's nothing. It's nothing. No. So let's sit down. And let's talk about the Marine 4. Alright? Like I said, this is a step down, because I really enjoyed the whole hometown feeling of the last one. I remember I watched these when I first watched them. I binge watched 3 and 4 back to back. I didn't have 5 yet, but I binge watched 3 and 4 back to back because I got them both from Penny Video, I think. Or did I get 3? No, it was 2, 5, and 6 that I ordered from eBay. But anyway, and I remember being like, after the third one, this was just like, while I appreciate they moved away from the premise of Marine protects family member or wife or girlfriend, or basically Marine protects loved one, where it's like, the first one he was going after his, like, Marine goes after kidnapped loved one. First 2, it was wife. Second one, it was sister. Now, he's actually protecting someone who is not really a love interest, although there is a smooch at the end, but she kisses him on the cheek, so that's okay. It's not implying love interest or anything, but, yeah. But the writing, this movie was written by Alan B. McElroy, Alan B. McElroy. If you don't know, he wrote the Wrong Turn remake. He wrote Halloween 4. And, yeah. So, Halloween 4 I like. The Wrong Turn remake was okay. But, not a very big track record with this. And, despite the fact that in the beginning of this, when, Jake comes in and Olivia's plane lands, they said, it's okay, you're safe in the United States of America. And I look at all these actors that I've seen in TV shows that come from Canada, that were filmed in Canada, I should say. You have Commander Steele from Legends of Tomorrow, which is filmed in Canada. You have Paul McGillian playing Officer Redmond, or Detective Redmond, whatever. I don't know if He was from Stargate Atlantis. He was Carson Beck in Stargate Atlantis. I don't know if that was filmed in Canada, excuse me, but he is Canadian. So there's that. And the actress who plays Olivia, she's Canadian. This feels like they're running through the forest for most of the movie, and that feels real Canadian to me. Forest, because I've watched Supernatural. That was filmed in Canada. There's a lot of forest stuff in that show if you watch that show. And like even the one episode Legends of Tomorrow where they go on the set of Supernatural, which is really weird, it's in a forest. So yeah, it's got that Canadian film feel. Also, a name attached to this film that made me go, Declan O'Brien. He gave us Wrong Turns 3, 4, and 5. And while none of those were the worst of the franchise, he didn't give us Part 6, which was just, meh. They're not very good movies. So I saw his name in the credits and I went, oh shit, no. This is not going to go good. He didn't direct it. Thank God he didn't direct it. I will say that 3 is probably the 3 or 4. 4 was the best of those 3. So that he did, but that still didn't make a lot of sense. But then he was attached to this in some capacity, a producer or something. His name was in the credits. I saw it. And the writing in this, sorry, I don't know McElroy, whatever. Halloween 4 is not that bad, but the writing in this, they write Olivia as this stupid, arrogant bitch character. If she's not putting out sarcastic commentary on stuff, she's acting dumb and or scared. And this actress does a good job with it, but the writing's on the wall here because it's terrible. Like, the only reason these villains get as far as they do is because she's a fucking idiot. And she's basically a plot device in this movie. She's written as a plot device to move things forward. Because at one point, Jake, so here's what happens. They get in this blockade or whatever, which if you're going to take a protected witness somewhere, do it secretively. Why do these movies always have to do it? We got to have a military blockade. We got to have 3 or 4 cars taking... No, that right there is a big red alarm to the bad guys. Oh, look. This is what they're doing. And later it's revealed one of the people, Commander Steele, is in league with them. But you didn't need to have a character working with them because this whole thing stinks of they would figure it out because it's a freaking 2 or 3 car, I said 3 or 4, but 2 or 3 car little police blockade thing that they're taking her to a safe house. It's like, wouldn't it be easier to put her in a regular looking car that looks like any normal car, put her in traffic, to hide her amongst, like they say, the best place to hide something is in plain sight. I can't tell you how many times I couldn't find something that was just right there in front of me the entire time. Because that works. But no, they go out of their way to set up all this protection and basically put a big arrow going, hey, she's here, she's here, she's here. So they didn't need Commander Steele to be in on it because they would have found her anyway. But our other main villain is Vogel, whose accent fluctuates between American and Australian. And something else, maybe? I don't know. It's very weird. That's where it comes from. But shit goes down. Blockade gets attacked, which, again, these bad guys, they have someone in on it. They know where they're going. So why not just take your people, set them up at the safe house, and when they get there, everyone dead, you got her. Common sense. Use it, people. And come on. I'm sitting here watching, and I go, when they go to the safe house, and then Commander Steele, I'm going to keep going. Commander Steele and the doctor neighbor from Drake and Josh, who is an old friend of Jake's, show up. It's like, oh, it's one of them. And then after the doctor guy from Drake and Josh gives us our exposition, Commander Steele shoots him in the head. Okay. But like, Yeah, but you could have avoided all of this if you just told your people, hey, this is where the safe house is. Go there. Hide. I know there's cameras and stuff, but still, if there's forest all around the freaking thing, they can hide. These are mercenaries. They know how to hide, right? So they can hide. As soon as they pull up to the safe house, boom, they pop out. Shoot the fuck out of everyone. And here's the thing. Why don't they want to hurt her? Later, there's a scene in the police station where Samurai gives Vogel a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher or something. And I think it's a grenade launcher, whatever. And she's like, no, we don't know if she's with him. Or she could be with him. I'm like, so don't you want to kill her? They are, for all intents and purposes, trying to capture her. Not until the very end does it come across, oh, we're going to kill you. But there are several times you could have done that in this movie, but you don't because movie. Like this police station itself. The Commander Steele goes in and he's like acting normal until Vogel comes in and starts shooting up the place. But if you just, took your time, set explosives on the outside of the building, beep beep, blow up the entire fucking building, everyone's dead, and there you go. Or, if you went with Commander Steele's plan, he would have got her. Because they didn't believe Jake, because movie cops. But yeah, so they go to the safe house, and right away, Olivia is like not trusting Jake. Even though he went out of his way to save her life and rescue her and take her here, she doesn't trust him because plot device, movie. We gotta keep this going. We gotta make sure the movie goes to its 90-minute runtime here. Yeah. So when Doctor and Commander Steele show up, Commander Steele is the traitor, and then she runs off. Eventually, Jake is able to catch up with her, only for her to just knock him out in the back of the head with a rock, because she still doesn't trust him, even though he just saved your life twice, and you just had a conversation. She tells him what's going on, what she's blowing the whistle on, and he says he was there when it happened, and he knows about all the, basically another victim, but he was there when it happened, and yet she still doesn't trust him because plot device. She knocks him out, and she takes off and goes to the police station, which he already told her was a bad idea because they'll be able to find her. And sure enough, Jake wakes up, he steals this guy's car, gets to the police station, tries to tell the cops what's going on. They don't trust him because he's already abrasive coming in. I need to see her. Calm down, dude. She's in the police station. You're fine. But they call the number on the car, which of course goes directly to Commander Steele for some fucking reason. Which doesn't make any sense unless it went straight to the doctor and he has the doctor's cell phone. I don't know. You think you would go to an agency or something? But so Commander Steele shows up, like I said, try to do the calm way. Vogel says, fuck that, comes in, shoots up the whole place, kills everyone. And I was pissed because, some cops look like they're about to get out of there and they get in a car, and then just out of nowhere, two of the men, who shouldn't even be there because we are shown there is nobody on the outside, and they're like, hey, perimeter. And I'm like, no, there's no one out there. We have seen nobody outside of this building. All of a sudden, two people show up, shoot everyone in the car and kill them. Bullshit. That is bullshit. That is writing yourself out of a corner. Oh, we don't want these characters to survive, so we gotta have these two on the outside perimeter. But there's no one out there. And I don't know if that was even in the writing process or if they just came up with it on the spot. Because if it was in the writing process, they could have corrected that by showing us people outside. But never once until this moment do they show other people outside when they all go in. It's just everybody, as a part of this whole thing, is inside the building. And then, all of a sudden, there's 2 people outside. Perimeter. Makes no sense to me, but kill off these characters, which I feel like they could have used Paul McGillian's character. I mean, he should have survived and been working hand in hand with Jake, but no. Mrs. Movie, Jake has to be the one doing it all by himself because this is a Marine movie. Keep in mind that Ted DiBiase had help in the second one. Hello? I know that was not very good, but he had help in the second one. Hell, Jake even had help in the last one. He and his friend, the cop, killed the villain in the end of the last one. Together. You could give him help in this. You didn't need to kill off all the cops. Frustrates me. And then the biggest moment of this movie. So, Olivia, he tells Olivia to leave. She comes back because, of course, she doesn't listen. But she ends up saving Jake. And so they go off, but they get separated again. And Commander Steele gets a hold of... Is it Commander Steele or is it Vogel? No, I think Commander Steele. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Gets a hold of her. And then she has her phone to say, "Ha! You're too late. I uploaded it. And I uploaded it all to news sites. Now I know everything that happened." And I'm like, why the fuck didn't you do that in the first place? As soon as this went down, she was like, "Hold on, I'm going to upload all this." Now it doesn't matter. They can kill us. It's all going public. Why didn't you do that right away? When shit went down. Hell, why didn't you just do that instead of putting yourself in protective custody? You say, "Hey, I uploaded it to the news sites." Why wait until you're gonna get shot by the villain? Do you do this? Why? Because if they did that, there wouldn't be a movie. The fact that she had the ability to upload all the data the entire time is infuriating. Because she could have done it at any time in the fucking movie, and this wouldn't have been a problem. She and Jake could have died, but she still would have gotten him in the end. And it made them... Oh my God, writing. I don't mean make it all right. Did you think before writing this? Or did someone come in and say, "Hey, add this, and this"? I just don't know. But Commander Steele gets killed. Vogel gets killed. Boom, boom, boom. Happy ending. Jake gets a kiss on the cheek and a new suit because she gives it back. And then she flies away to where, I don't know. Wherever she came from. It'd be funny if she's Canadian. And they flew her to America, but it's filmed in Canada. So it makes no sense. Just have it take place in Canada. Who knows? This movie... This may be worse than 2. No, it's not. Because at least The Miz can act. Well, the writing is infuriating. I think at least The Miz can act. And he can bring it to the... you can bring that to the table. I'm going to give it a middle of the road. Because there's a lot of frustrating things. There's some decent action scenes in here. The advertising with Summer Rae is kind of she barely does anything in this. Shoots, that's it. But yeah, I'll give it a middle of the road. I don't think it's terrible, but it is kind of frustrating when you get to it. But I liked it more than The Ring 2, so I can't just outright say that. But yeah. So what are your thoughts on The Ring 4? Moving target when it comes home, you should like, share, and subscribe. I was gonna change things up, but I think I'm gonna stick to my guns here. So the next one, what is it? Will be The Condemned 2, starring Randy Orton. We'll see how that goes. Till then, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.